Did you hear that?
I hear nothing, but
There's children outside.
oh.
How did they get 1,000 miles under the ground?
So I didn't tell you about the playground that we built underground.
It's not safe for children to be this far underground.
No, the real truth is that some children have been tunneling out of a local child's prison camp. And they paint my paintings for me.
Not a foreign one.
No, it's mine. And they paint paintings for me.
Oh.
Yeah, that's how I get all my work done. So sometimes I tell them to fake make playful noises. So if anyone hears them,
we're so happy.
yeah, but they're actually painting and their fingers are raw and they're very tired and they don't get fed. And that's Dakota. He's scratching
He's digging his own tunnel.
He's also digging, trying to get to the children.
Oh, man. But at the end of the day,
It's way too far.
at the end of the day, it is what it is.
Yes.
Yeah. Isn't that called a platitude?
Oh, no. The Platitudes.
Do you know what a platitude is?
I mean, I think I got a feeling for what it is.
It's
but
a cousin of the platypus.
Oh, is it a mammal?
At the end of the day, I mean, it is what it is.
When in Rome.
What's your favorite platitude? And by favorite, I mean your most hated.
Oh. Probably, well, just give it 110%. That I can't think of anything worse than that one, honestly,
That's
right
a great
now.
one. That's really great.
Just give it 110%.
Don't give your all. Give more than your all.
Yep, everything you have is not enough because you're still missing that extra 10% that I asked for.
So that 10% comes from where?
Well,
Somebody else, right?
that's how I took
I gave you 100% and 10% from that guy. Right? That's the only way you can get it.
Basically, yeah.
That's the only way you can get it.
Yep.
It is what it is. What does that phrase even mean?
What it is. It kind of reminds me of the Kermit the Frog movie. What's the name of it? Muppets. Which one is it? Dang it.
The Muppets?
Yeah, but it's not the Muppets. It's a caper maybe but anyway, the Italian father figure who owns the restaurant. Do you remember? And he's like, people's is people's.
Oh, people's
Remember?
is people's.
People's gonna be people's. You know, something like that. That's definitely. It's like a platitude after a platitude.
Thank you. So helpful.
Yeah. He's like, well, he says something like that.
Frog is frog. Pig is pig.
Yeah.
But people's is people's.
People's is people's. And he's like, that was both really hard to understand or didn't make any sense, and yet somehow I feel better. He said something like that. You know.
I think that's the key to it. It makes you feel better, or it's something to tack at the end of something when you don't know what else to say.
Right. Yeah.
Kind of like when you were being the artist man and they were like, "Are you the artist?"
Yeah.
Like, that's the start. This is more the end of it.
Oh, yep.
So
it's time to go.
It's time to go now, and the conversation's ending. What do you say?
Oh, I have one that annoys me. What was it? I just used it recently, and it seems so obviously terrible. I'm gonna have to let him out here in a second.
Well, people's is people's.
People's is people's. What did I say? I said, yeah, well, that's about right, or something like that. I'm trying to remember what it was. Something very similar to that.
You know what? One that I really, really despise, but I use it all the time. I can't help it.
What
is when people ask you how you're doing? What do you say?
Like you're doing all right, like doing great, or I'm
doing fine, or the other one where you say, "Living the dream."
I do use that one from time to time, but I use it like in a way that's not quite mockery.
I hate myself for saying it because I'm like, as soon as I say it, I'm like, oh my goodness.
Why am I saying
Why did
this?
I say that?
There's so many things about this that I hate. And yet I'm saying it. That happens to me when I get nervous. When I meet famous people or people that I really look up to, I say the dumbest things. I just absolutely say I remember whispering in Arnold Schwarzenegger's ear, basically.
Whispering in his ear.
Yeah, that sounds a little bit weird, but honestly, it was because we're getting pictures taken, and we're like holding my artwork, and I said something about I got to remember exactly what I said, but it had to do something with me having him sign the painting and thanking him for it, and then I remember saying something else and just being like, that could have come out really not at all what I would say ever. And to be honest with you, I can't remember exactly what it is. I think I pushed it so far out of my mind because I just never want to think about that ever again.
I want to know what it is, though.
Now we're talking about it.
Is it online somewhere?
Not what I said.
Oh. It didn't get recorded?
You know what? It might have actually gotten recorded. I'll have to look it up on my phone. I'll just look up his address, in Google Photos. Like,
was it something like I'm just as tall as you are?
No, it wasn't like that.
You're really not that tall.
It had something to do with like.
Did you really have to quit after your 7th Olympiad or Mr. Olympia? Think of what you could have said.
No, I don't think it was like negative in that way. It was more like this year I tried to go, I tried to one up myself or something. And I was talking about how it had something to do with me trying to do better at my performance or something for the event.
I did really, really good on this one. This is my best painting I've ever done.
I have never done better than this. I will only try to do as well as I did.
I do remember the first time you did it, and you shared some video of it and everything. First time for Arnold.
Oh, yes.
Was it at his house or it wasn't at his house for the first time?
No,
was it the strongman competition?
Yeah,
for him?
Yeah. So it was the Arnold Sports Festival.
Classic.
It used to be called the Arnold Classic.
Okay. But it's more than that now. It's more than just that.
Yeah, so now it's called the Arnold Sports Festival, I believe. It's in Ohio.
And I do remember when he came over, he was like, "Hey, how you doing? Yes, it's very great. I love how you take it one way, like you're painting a one, and then you turn it over, and then it's something else. That's really great."
Yep. It's my favorite part.
It's my favorite part when you flip the canvas around, and it's really great.
Yep, those are awesome memories, man.
Well, we're getting started here in Joe's studio.
Platitudes.
Platitudes, man. I love it.
Well, I guess that's about it.
That's about it. All right. Thanks for listening. All right. I'm Ken.
And I'm Joe.
And together we're
Joe Ken Around.
Well, we're talking about platitudes here, and there's a whole bunch of things we can really get into, right? So, first of all, we could talk about the things that we love to say, the things that make us happy, because I think there's a difference between something you say, like I said, and I was like, "Oh, I hated that. Why did I say that?" And other things that you love to say.
Yeah. Oh,
you can't
platitudes.
wait to say it.
Right.
So
sometimes you kind of like,
we're almost getting into dad joke territory.
Yeah, well, you know how you like you're saving that one phrase, that one joke, that whatever it is. I actually noticed Everett's really good at that. He like plans these things out.
Yeah.
And then he gets these moments in front of like, big time people or events or whatever it is. And then he lets them go. And I think he's really good at it, actually.
He's comfortable in his own skin.
No, not at all.
He's not comfortable in his own skin?
No.
Somebody else's skin.
Yeah. This is so weird. No, not that.
Okay.
But
that's serial killer stuff.
Exactly. Yeah, that would get a little too dark side of the force, if you will. But no. He's really good at, and I always want to be better at it, and that is just remembering and, recall is half the issue with knowing when and what kind of event or situation, right, would be best to bring something up. I am the king. You remember salad water? Our joke salad
water?
You know where that came from?
I don't remember.
Can I tell you that story really quick?
Okay.
Okay, so this one goes out to my brother Ben. So he had a friend of his who I think he was either in the midst of dating or had brought a young lady to the house, right, to eat dinner. And so we were, mom's prepared this wonderful meal and
This
everything.
story is brought to you by bottled water. I just leaned into it as opposed to trying being quiet.
Yeah.
All right. I'm good now.
No, hey, drink it as much as you need.
Ben was dating a girl.
Yeah, so a young lady, and this, I believe it was high school, for him. And I was obviously not in high school. But anyway, so just a little kid. I don't know. Maybe I was like 4 or 5, something like that. Maybe 6. Okay. Maybe 6.
So that's probably why I don't remember it.
Yeah, you would have been really little.
2.
Ken, why didn't you remember that? Come on. So here I am at the table, and of course, I'm kind of mesmerized by the whole process anyway, right? Let alone the fact that he brings a really pretty girl who we don't know, and boys are just weird around pretty ladies. So they sit down, they're doing their thing.
So true.
Oh, it's so true, man. It is. And we're eating, and mom had prepared salad and I think maybe a spaghetti dinner, something like that. A really nice tossed salad and all that, and the drinks and everything. Everything's placed and laid out, old school, beautiful, wonderful, blah. Anyway, so we're sitting there having a fairly formal dinner, not overly, but fairly formal dinner together, and everyone's kind of making people laugh, and they're really good at it. And of course, I have no idea how to plug in, and I want to so badly. And I'm just like, knock, knock. And everyone gets quiet. And they're like, oh, Joe has a funny thing to say.
Oh, you overstepped your bounds.
Yeah, I went there, and
You're like, I got to finish the story now.
I didn't have a joke.
Oh. So you jumped in the water and you didn't know how to swim.
Yes, I often do that throughout life. That's how I approach a lot of things.
I go out and get my certification to learn how to swim, and then I go live on land the whole time.
Yes, that is 100% true.
That's me.
That is so true. So here I am, knock knock, and everyone's like, "Oh, wow, Joe's talking."
Oh, Joseph.
And yeah, exactly. Yep.
Joseph is involved. Everyone listen to Joseph.
I think it was Ben who's answering for me, but I don't know. And he's like, "Who's there?" And I freaked out. I panicked, and I looked at the salad bowl, and I was like, "Salad." And then he's like, "Salad who?" And I was like, "Salad water."
No.
So at least everyone laughed, but not because it was funny. Actually, it was just the awkwardness and all that. So anyway, that's why that's brought up all the time from my older siblings.
Salad water.
Yeah, anytime they wanted to mock me or whatnot.
Yeah, there's a lot of funny stories like that too. There's a ton on me. There's a ton on Joe. I remember another one where this was probably more recent, but your voice cracked one time.
For me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's happened a few times.
I think it's through the drive-through. Right? We were like, yeah. We were all getting food.
Yes.
Peter was with us. We got chicken nuggets or something, a bunch of them.
Probably Taco
oh
Bell.
yeah, can I get some barbecue sauce?
Oh yeah, barbecue sauce. That was at McDonald's.
And they were like, what? And they're like, barbecue sauce. Peter and I are the
Can I get some barbecue sauce?
Laughing some what?
That was so embarrassing, but awesome. I love that.
You understand that what makes things so cringeworthy is often because it's overused so much.
Yeah.
It changes the meaning. So I think that's the definition of a platitude, is a moral or a truth or a phrase that has been used so much to where it's lost its meaning or it's become
just
worthless.
Vanilla. Yeah. Okay.
And it's not like everything is a platitude, because there's other phrases that don't even have that much going for them. They don't even have a truth. It's just something people say. Or every cloud has a silver lining. There's another one,
which isn't even true.
Right. But it's pointing you towards the positive. I guess every cloud has a silver lining.
Right. You can't have a storm without a rainbow, or that's how you get them, or whatever. Yeah.
And certain types of people gravitate towards those phrases.
Sure.
I think some of those phrases may be dated. Something might be with the older generation.
Yeah.
However, there are new phrases that are coming up that I don't understand.
Like yeet. That's one that bugged me for a while. Yeet. And now I found myself laughing at it a little bit, so I do get it.
I get
But
the new stuff coming in, and I get the old stuff going out.
Yeah.
We're in a flow of it.
Well, we're not quite old enough yet to be on the other side.
I don't feel connected to any of them, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Because it's like some of them are either too old, or they came from something that is like
some inner circle of craziness of Reddit, some Reddit thread in like Yugoslavia. So, and it gets into all the gamer people. I don't know.
Do you remember when memes became a thing?
I mean, I kind of do. Yeah.
I remember not understanding, like
kind of be like, why is this funny? And then you like, or what is happening?
Well, like the first thing was like, the troll face.
Troll face. Yep.
The guy that's like kind of grinning like he trolled somebody.
Yeah.
I understood what that meant previously, but things started becoming, and then like the no face where he's like, no, I don't want to kind of face.
Yeah. The cat one. There's a game. We own a game it's a meme game. I'm trying to remember what it's called, but that's all it is. It's just tons of those cards.
So these little stick figure cartoons or like drawings and things that people found so funny. Peter's not here to defend himself, but Peter,
we say that a lot. We got to have him on.
This. Yeah.
Oh, Peter, I know where this is going.
Peter would do this when we were kids. He would do these little cartoons.
Yep.
Peter used to call me. He still calls me. Potts.
Oh, Potts.
Potts.
Yeah, I remember Potts. Yeah.
Potts.
Yes.
I don't remember where it came from. He could explain it.
Oh.
Just Potts. Okay.
Potts. I mean, I've heard him say it a million times.
Peter can make me laugh at any time.
Yes.
Which is bad.
Yes. That is very bad.
Because you could be sitting there in a funeral.
Oh, I know. And then
Peter would draw a little cartoon about something he said. Something you said earlier, and then slide it over to you.
Oh man!
And his shoulders going up and down because he's laughing. And I know I'm not supposed to look at it, but as soon as I do,
you have to look.
I'm in a situation you have to be quiet. I'm like, trying to keep it in, laughing so much. Oh man! But that's what memes are like. They take a snapshot of a funny thought or phrase and turn it into that. Now,
some of them are so brilliant if you think about it.
Yeah, some of them are really, really funny because you're like, I get it. Oh, it's like next level. I understand. You're going several levels. What I'm saying is there's so many of them now.
Oh yeah.
They're becoming platitudes. They're becoming throwaway phrases, throwaway pictures. Like it's becoming cringeworthy. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm on the same page.
When teachers are like, "Oh, let's do the dab."
Okay, now that you brought that one up, yes, that one is definitely. I don't even want to talk about that one, to be honest.
You don't have to. I'm just saying.
But I do want to talk about platitudes and what you're saying, and that.
Okay.
You can let him in. Go ahead. Hey, buddy. Dakota was outside playing. You may knock over everything here in a second. But something that you reminded me of, though, is that I've been working on a lot of art recently, right? And I need to get better and better. Yeah, why? Because I want to eat. And
you want to eat the art?
I'm hungry. I love paint.
Okay.
All right. So it's becoming more and more important to document your work, and photos do a lot of that for you. You just, hey, look what I did. Take a photo. Photo's worth 1,000 words. There's a platitude for you. Anyway.
Oh yeah.
See what I mean?
Pictures worth 1,000 words.
You're like, well, what if okay, whatever. Anyway, So, but one of the biggest ways that we utilize content today is obviously through short videos and memes and things of that nature, and a little touch of humor, a little bit of serious humor, and the mixing of that. There's a chemistry to that, and if you can nail it properly, then you can say even more with more power and get deeper into the heart of someone by doing that. So I've been learning that, and I'm not great at it, but I am getting better, and I'm having to learn what that means when you record it. Sorry,
Life is a mystery.
Oh my goodness, here we go.
I'm just gonna sprinkle about throughout the whole episode.
Oh geez, life is a mystery.
Well, to be honest,
I use that one a lot.
Yeah,
that one's. I picked that one up from a friend of mine.
That one's hard because you're trying to show sincerity.
Yeah.
You're like, to be honest, when it gets down to it, when the rubber hits the road, and the nitty gritty, get down to brass tacks.
Oh my goodness.
These are some crazy phrases. I'm just kind of pulling them out of there.
The rubber.
But no, you're talking about the success of being able to communicate with a hyphenated or a shortened
language. It's a shortened. Yes.
Do you remember when Vine happened?
Oh yeah.
It seems like just yesterday, but it's been a few years.
Been a while.
7-second videos, right?
It was something like that.
I know TikTok and Snapchat and Facebook and all that stuff have these reels and stories and other things now too, but I think Vine was the first one to do that.
Yep.
And I was amazed at how much you could fit into 7 seconds for a funny story. Like you could get so much content into that, and it was so fast. I was blown away by it because it was immediately funny.
Yeah,
I told a story in 7 seconds.
When Vine first came out, I remember kind of not liking it because I felt like, it was too short. And I think we've bounced back from that, and I think that's why TikTok, Reels, Stories, all that kind of stuff from Facebook, YouTube even has their own now, where they want to capitalize on those really short clips, but most of them, if you noticed, it's going to be 30 seconds. It's going to be up to a minute now.
Yeah.
And I think that's just because it's like we went to light speed and then ludicrous speed, and at ludicrous speed, people started going, okay, like I can't. It's like when you're laughing too hard and you get so tired, but you can't stop laughing. But it's like a cycle. That's how I felt with the Vine kind of whole concept. And what's really funny is if you watch them all in a row, like my son does on YouTube,
they have compilations of them.
Oh my goodness! Talk about you find yourself short breathing because you're just
you're 2 steps behind.
Yeah,
just catching up, and then you're getting other ones stacked on top of them over and over and over and over again.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna tell you something.
Oh, there's a good one.
See, here it is. Let me be honest with you.
It doesn't matter who scores as long as the team wins.
Wait. Well, I guess that's a platitude.
It could be a hated phrase.
Do you personally have any connection?
Because I wouldn't score. I'd be on the soccer team. I played soccer a few years. It wasn't really my sport. Joe loves soccer. He really into it, but I was never in the position to score. I think I scored one time in all of junior high school.
Ever? Wow.
Well, junior high school for school. I did play some.
I can't remember. Did you
Midland
play
soccer complex?
Did you play some?
I think I played one, like with the little kiddies.
Yeah,
yeah, I did.
Like a little
the little kids or whatever. But like
switch
organized
jerseys,
sport.
the mesh.
You'd flip them
white or
white
green.
And green. Always like the white ones better. But it was white and green, so it was like, oh, cool. It's Michigan State. I think I scored one time, and it was in high school. Might have been 10th grade, something like that. And we were playing a team that was a little bit easier, a little bit softer, able to get through the defense pretty easily. So I was playing midfield, and they always put me on midfield because I wasn't good enough for defense because people could beat me and score, but I wasn't fast enough to be a striker. So I'm stuck in midfield, and that means you have to be everywhere.
Yeah, You know what's funny is that I loved playing midfield when I got a chance. I always played sweeper, pretty much.
Sweepers.
Yep. Okay, so in high school. man, this is going to come off as a brag, but I didn't really mean it that way. Let me re-angle it a little bit. But basically, I led the team in scoring as a sweeper, and that's not because I was awesome.
So you're the one that would have said it doesn't matter who scores as long as the team wins.
There you go.
You
Exactly.
did 10 goals. And I'm the one that's got 1 goal this season.
Actually, now I'm kind of interested. I want to see if I could look that up, because it's like, I don't know if it was like 25 goals or something like that in a season.
Oh. How many games in a season? Is it like football where it's like 10 games?
Yeah, I think we had like 10 or 11, maybe 12 games. I don't know, something like that. There were the tournaments and stuff too, so I don't know if I'm thinking about that right.
When I scored,
it's been a while.
It was
you didn't
charity. Well, not charity. It was
they're like, here's the ball.
Like you, after the game, they set it up for me, and I did like the running toe ball.
Time's about to go out. They're like, here you go.
Just go ahead.
Sorry, no.
We were running, and I was midfield, and I passed it up to Noah Krizwicki.
Oh,
yeah.
Man, Noah had a crazy leg.
Noah was fast. He could hit it from anywhere, and he could put the ball wherever he wanted to, man. And if I hated, you'd have to take turns in practice playing goalie and stuff. I hated taking shots from him.
Yeah, man.
It's like, whap, you didn't know where he got hit from.
He did those knuckleballs.
But I was running, and I got at center field and beat the defender. We were both behind him, and I had passed it to him, and he beat the defender.
Yep.
And he was all ready to score, and I was just running up behind him. And he just kind of looked back and just bloop, just like put it over to my side, and I caught it in stride and just put it in the top corner.
Nice.
And almost passed out because I was like celebrating like I had won the cup,
whole match.
the cup match, the championship
team match,
golden statues,
world,
the series
setup
finale,
compilation,
the end game.
No, I don't. Those are cool.
It was like he just put it over, and he was like, "Yeah,
you know what that reminds me of?"
I was like, "Yeah!" Like I'm the greatest thing in the world. Like everybody's looking around. It was like 8-0, and I scored number 9 or number 8, and I was like, "Yeah!" I'm the only one celebrating.
Okay, so this I'm going to tell you another embarrassing thing about myself. You
All
just reminded me of that. Yeah. So sometimes I'm loud for no reason. And especially when I was a kid.
After I just screamed.
Yeah, exactly. But you know how when you're a kid, you like don't, you don't really realize either what you're saying or how loud you're saying it or all those things. And then as you grow up, you kind of remember those things and rehash what you did. And then you go, man, was I an idiot? Or whatever it was.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, that's what you're reminding me of, where you're like running around screaming like you won the whole world. And, I had moments like that.
It was good though. Like that was a good time. I have some embarrassing times. I do.
I know. Well, I remember one time just
being
screaming.
Loud?
Yeah. At, Calvary Baptist Academy games, and it was for basketball, and I'd be by the edge.
You're playing?
No. This is me as a kid.
Oh,
so there's 2 memories. I'll just do this one for now. But as a kid, I would cheer for like the seniors. Sorry,
they were professional in our eyes,
right?
I remember watching those games
exactly
with the high schoolers, seniors like. I was like, they can dunk the ball.
Yeah. Well, all I wanted to do was see a couple of the guys in particular shoot a 3. That's all. Like, I'm just like, yeah. And I would yell. I'd say, jack it up, baby. Like, really loud. Just scream it. Every freaking time. The guy got the ball. He must have wanted to just.
He's like, I'm going to
kick
throw the
me
ball
out of the gym. It would be like he'd come around, look like a picket fence move, where he's swinging around and he gets wide open, and I'd be like, jack it up. But it didn't matter if it looked like that or if he was just bringing the ball down, and he was like on the other side of the court, the opposing team's side of the court. half. And I'd be like, jack it up.
Well, there's another one when we moved to Wisconsin. When we moved to Wisconsin, where they just yell "boot it" all the time for soccer games.
Oh man,
Boot it!
hey, boot the ball,
Boot the ball!
boot it.
Boot it! Yeah, good boot.
That's the best.
Oh, that's a great boot.
Good boot there, eh?
I know that was hard for you when we moved because you went from a pretty sophisticated, very well coached championship level team
Yeah.
to a boot it mentality.
Yeah, I mean,
In some ways.
In some ways.
However, when you got to college, the college soccer team was
the college
very good.
Yes, extremely good. Yep, they played on a pretty high level for their conference. And in all fairness, there was a ton of talent and had some great coaches. So it's hard for me to. I don't really want. I don't know. Probably shouldn't even talk about it. But yeah, I have some feelings. I have some feelings and thoughts about. It was really more about the style of play and style of coaching and all that. So more so than it being bad. I was just used to a different.
You take
team.
the good with the bad.
Yeah, a different style of team mentality.
And everything isn't always as it seems.
Right.
Because sometimes I'm trying to tie in all these phrases. I'm
like waiting for
everything isn't always as it seems because you're like, oh man, this is gonna be horrible. That's really good. Oh, see, I turned that one around.
You made that legit.
Because everything happens for a reason.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, that one's true, right?
That one's really good. Yeah. I like that one.
That's just my personal opinion.
Ooh, yeah, that one's pretty good.
Yep.
I can see. Yeah, I've used that.
So I think there's a difference between platitudes and cliches.
Yeah, well, I was going to ask you about that because, I was going to ask you if you felt like that was part of it because I think a couple of the platitudes that I was trying to bring up were more like cliches. They're just, and even when you're describing it, sometimes it's just something that's overused. So when you were talking about it, you were saying how a phrase that gets overused and you keep using it until it doesn't mean anything anymore. I think that could lend itself more towards that side of it. Like it's not necessarily a platitude at that point.
I might have misspoken with that because
what now?
Because cliches are defined as overused phrases.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
So flip-flop it a little bit.
But phrases that were once considered original or insightful become cliches when they are often overused, whereas platitudes are always considered shallow and unoriginal.
There we go. So we didn't go into the deep end with these phrases. They're just that shallow, like laissez-faire. It's just let it just be blah. Let me fill this.
Filling. That's like a perfect definition of it.
Let me fill this.
It's filler between.
Add the world to your statement. So it just becomes more like, what did you actually mean?
Just bulk it out. It's like you when you're in school and you're trying to get a 1,000-word essay and you're like, this is my report on the subject and I read this book on this
What's
date.
that called when it's extra wordy? There's like a phrase, an English phrase. Not
compound sentence?
Oh,
a run on sentences, on and on and on and on.
Not just that.
And.
And I also am glad to have been a part of this series of writings that I'd like to thank my parents and my father and my mother and my sister and my brother.
Jerry Lewis has an excellent example of that.
Oh, yeah.
When he's reading The Ring and he has... a book written on the ring. It's reading it
from my father, and he just keeps reading it. I
to
love
love
that.
and not have ever loved for those who are the ones to be loved, and yet not I, but those who come before me, and my father and mother.
Many have tried to love and found that they could not love when they felt. Yeah, he just
keeps spinning the ring around.
I know. It's like how many.
But filler is an awesome way to put it because. So on the opposite side, have you ever listened to a speaker, a teacher, or celebrity or somebody who is very concise?
Yep.
They could say 2 sentences.
Yeah.
More in 2 sentences than you could say in like 5 paragraphs.
Yep.
Because they would just be so concise. They would say what they mean and mean what they say.
Yes. There was a blind preacher.
Oh, I think I know who you're talking about.
Who did that?
I think his name is trying to remember. Pickering?
Oh, that sounds familiar.
Yep. Wow, that's a long time ago.
Yeah, I'll never forget that because even as a kid, I remember just thinking, I say kid, just high school or whatever. I just remember thinking, how am I going to get through this? Was the first thought I had because his phrasing and breaks in between were very long. So it would be like, I think this, and you should think this, and this is why. But about halfway through, you that goes away. Your thoughts about how wide the breaks were and all that, and you're listening so intently. And he knows that you're listening that intently, so he packs it full. And that's what I noticed. I would just come away like, this is so much truth.
It's too much.
Yeah.
To get all of it at once.
Sorry for the squeaky thing. The mic is falling off the table and I'm holding it.
Joe's hanging from a chain from the ceiling.
It's Halloween.
Yeah, there's a meat locker.
Oh, it's scary. I just scared myself. Yeah. So yeah, I know what you mean. There are speakers or people who do a very good job of being concise with their words, using colorful vocabulary, I think is a part of it too.
Yeah, very descriptive so you understand exactly what they mean.
Yep, descriptive, or once again, like color though. Like so you can see it.
Yeah.
You almost can taste or smell or feel what they're saying. And that's something that I've struggled with in the past, especially. It's like, well, I could get by with just using, 3 descriptive words. And
the bright orange light butterfly flew upon the wind.
No.
And landed, 3 words, let's see. Lightly, softly, and silently.
That's not what I meant. I meant only, my vocabulary was like only 3. Like
ripe shoulder.
Plump, ripe shoulder.
I don't know.
What is a ripe shoulder? Someone please write into us.
Ripe.
And tell us what a ripe shoulder is. Put it in the shoulder holster. I want you to redo that one from the Bob Hope movie. Which one is that? You remember the shoulder? He put it in the shoulder holster, and he put the holster in the gun in the holster.
That's a Jerry Lewis movie. That's from Partners.
Oh, you're right. But there is one that he spit in the wind. What's that?
Paleface. Not Paleface. Is it Paleface?
Paleface? Yeah.
They did that movie like 3 different ways. They did it Don Knotts, Shakiest Gun in the West, maybe one of those. Paleface, right. Where he's the doctor,
yes,
and the woman is like the FBI agent or something. And they
you're right. So no, that's a Don Knotts one, is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, but they redid that. Bob Hope did that one too. He was a dentist, and the woman came in and pretended to love him.
I want to watch these again so badly.
Those are really good.
You notice how I added the badly there? See, that's something that's in my head too. It's so bad. That would be afraid. I want to watch that so bad. That's what most people say. Yeah, it's an adverb. So you're supposed to add the ly.
Words.
I will never like that. Oh my goodness.
Yep.
I don't know if we want to get into all that right now, Ken.
Well, I had that thinking. I had some discussion at work about most hated phrases because I feel like.
What's your most hated phrase out there in the radio world?
Oh, are they asking me?
Well, you kind of gave me one of your worst, didn't you?
Yeah, living the dream is pretty far up there because I hate myself every time I say that. I'm like, that's not true.
Probably just broke my phone. No, I'm good. Yeah, living the dream. Yeah. How you doing? Living the dream, brother. Just living the dream.
Makes me sick.
So what is the dream? What's your dream?
Or somebody who actually is living the dream, I'd say, okay, I understand that.
Well, I was gonna say that about every now and then when come on, we all have those moments where we're just
living the dream.
Yeah, where we realize,
yes, I am living the dream because I dreamed this one time,
like an actual dream.
This is what I'm doing. I dreamed what's happening now.
Oh, I have had that happen. That's a whole nother episode. We're doing that.
Okay.
Okay, let's say bye.
Okay, bye.
I got an idea for the next one.
Okay, that'll be the next one.
Peace.